Hello and good morning. Welcome to Tottenham Supplement. I am Siobhan. You can find me at The Real Siobhan. And at Man Like Chris _ you can find the captain of the ship, Chris Andrew. Yes, I got it right. Yes, I got it.
Not quite.
Oh, come on! It's early.
Yeah, I'll let you off.
A Man Like Chris is your bloody URL. Chris Andrew is your bloody _ is your thing.
That's the one. Yeah, you got it. It's okay. It's only taking about 6 months. It's all good. And hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Chris Andro, and as my good man was saying just then, it's at Chris Andro _ so CRISANDRO, and my tag name is Man Like Chris. So he's getting closer. One day you'll get it.
Yeah, essentially, I keep getting it the wrong way round.
Pretty much.
It's basically like the extractor fan in Del Boy's flat. It's basically the wrong way round. Anyway, so aside from that, so obviously a big game today. We actually are doing this, very, very last minute. And apologies if you can hear some background noise. I am actually, on my way to feed my
moving and stuff. And
I'm on my way to feed my as what Chris calls my gym addiction. I like to think of it as living a part of a healthy lifestyle, as Harry Winks showed on Football Focus at Tottenham. Actually, because he actually trained. When they did that interview, that was actually around the corner from my gym, actually. It's at Tottenham Green, right near Tottenham Town Hall. But, that's actually where they did all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. So you're going to be rubbing shoulders with the guys then eventually.
Pardon?
So you're going to be rubbing shoulders with the guys then eventually, won't you?
I very much doubt it, because, I mean, my gym's a bit of an old school, spit and sawdust kind of thing. So I don't see anyone. I don't see Spurs or coming there anytime too soon. But you never know. But obviously talking. Obviously, we are in January. We are having. What do you want to talk about first? The Pochettino derby, as some people are calling it.
The Pochettino.
We're not calling it that. We're not calling it that, obviously, but some are calling it that.
It does get a bit desperate now when you consider that Pochettino's come out twice to deny it. The third time he kind of made an even longer denial, but now it's all kind of. I mean, that Sky Sports interview kind of wound me up. The Sky Sports.
On the first time when Harry Kane and sorry, I'd say, "Oh fuck this shit, we're going to get involved now." Yeah. That was hilarious.
Exactly, that's the interview I'm referring to. And the weird thing was, I mean, Jeff Shreves even started off by saying, "I know he's come out and he denied it," and then he goes on to say, "But." So what more can Pochettino say? I mean, and that's what's annoyed me about it.
He calls that guy Simon. I mean, let's face it. You've seen how it works. The intimidating people at Tottenham that they'll get listened to aren't the big hulking brutes. Okay, they're basically people like Paul Coy who are telling people to get off the pitch, or there's Simon. Is it Simon, whoever his name is, the communications guy? Yeah. Telling people, what's the word? Sorry, I will close this thing down. Do you know what I mean? And after that, so I think he probably had a little look around. And do you know that thing about, is this guy still out there or something? I bet you have a look. He said, where's that Simon guy? Oh shit, he's gone. Now that last question. By the way, if we do lose reception, do lose the line for like 5 seconds, I'll let you warn you guys in advance. It's because I'm switching from Bluetooth on my mobile to Bluetooth in my car. So,
and I'm basically just here in Wembley, so signal's not that good at the best of times.
Which sounds really odd. I mean, like, obviously Wembley. Well, let's face it, it is in a shithole. But no, I don't care who heard that. Yes, Wembley, you are a shithole.
Well, I think that's one thing I can't really deny. I'm trying to deny it for Wembley Spurs fans, but I can't really do it. But I'm sure they.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm not really bad. Ray Charles can never look around and see the shithole. and that, by the way, I don't even know any Ray Charles music, but so yeah.
And also another thing that they can see is that this game is going to be quite a litmus test now for Manchester United. That's what everyone's talking about. The Solskjaer revolution is going to finally meet its biggest test so far.
I know. Who'd have thought playing teams like Cardiff and Newcastle wouldn't be testing? Who'd have thought they'd be easy games? I mean, clearly they wouldn't be. Obviously, Yeah.
Well, the media are hyping it up, and it sounds like they're on the roll, smashing teams up. Yeah, exactly. The level of opposition they've played is obviously going to help them. So it's why I am kind of confident about this game. I mean, I know we've still got a few injuries, a couple of players. I know there's a few players coming back in as well. So I think Dyer is going to have a late fitness test, isn't he, for today? So we are getting players back, and it should be interesting. I mean, Man United still don't hold any kind of fear for me at this point in time. But it will be an interesting matchup if we play the way that I know we can play. The Chelsea game was kind of good enough. I know a lot of, I watched a few people on the other Spurs channel saying that we were lucky this and lucky that. These are Spurs fans talking. I actually thought it was like a good defensive display. There's we know what Chelsea are going to do. We know Chelsea are going to come out with strikers. So this is just a case of I think I said in the group was like a rope tactics. We hold them back and then we try and hit them on the break. The break part didn't work out too much, but we did exactly what we needed to do. And I think this is what we're going to do against Manchester United. I mean, their forward line is scary, as we know. And I fully imagine that they will play Lingard. They will try and get Lukaku in there. Pogba will come in from deep. They will have Martial. Maybe not Martial. Maybe Rashford. I think, they have got a fearsome forward line, and I think it will be similar tactics that we will employ. Suck them, like we kind of try to do at Old Trafford. Suck them in. They come at us, and then we just hopefully take it over, turn the ball over, and hit them on the break. That is literally what I hope we're going to do. So so we shall see how it goes. I do fully expect us to curtail their attacking threats and to hopefully win this one.
Well, I'm going to basically put my faith in Phil Jones as.
Well,
I don't know why you're laughing at that. I don't know why you're laughing at that. Oh my God, you're worse than you're worse than the bloody last word of Spurs. Literally everything I said to them, they just laughing so hysterically. I'm not,
the Girder-in-Chief is a very, very special footballer,
Yeah, specialist is one of the words I would use, I guess. It's a polite word, I guess, I'd use. No, I think Phil Jones is a cautionary tale, really, for many reasons. I think he's one of the players that he's very big for his age, and he stood out for his age, and that's because he is. But as a player, he didn't develop, and that's a real, I think because obviously there are accusations to Harry Winks about that. He goes, look, you know what, you haven't kicked on from the last season, and just I don't think he's. First of all, I think what happened, I think last season he showed some really good performances. He then had the injury. So if you have an injury, I compete. I don't compete, but I do train, and there are certain things you have to change your body a little bit. Your body can't do what you want it to do, so you're learning to adapt. So I think that's one process. Secondly, he is quite young. He's 22, 23. So, I mean, to basically put into context, he's 2-3 years younger than Harry Kane, That's that. So, we're not going to see, obviously Kane came on with Barnstorm even years ago, but he had moments when he wasn't doing as well. The whole one season wonder comes from the fact that, after that first season, he wasn't, obviously, because it was August, he should have just taken a whole month of August. As soon as it was September, that was it. He was scoring, but there was. And that's, I think, you've got players like Winks who are showing, who I think is going to play today, is going to feature. I mean, he was obviously. Me and Chris spoke about this. He was on the Football Focus yesterday, and you've got players like that. You've got players like young Skip, and I think it's a real. I think it's not just a battle of the clubs. I think it's a battle of philosophies, battle of identities. I mean, ironically, Man United's identity and philosophy wouldn't be possible without Tottenham because they nicked our commercial guy years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's not, and it wasn't like a case of like, oh, if we had him, we'd billionaires. It's not like, I'll leave that kind of talk to John Sullivan.
Yeah, boy. Yep.
But it's more of a case of they recognised that commercial revenue was a way forward, and it was as important as match day income. And now that we know that, we already knew how important broadcast income was, but they actually recognise that the one trend they think they can control is commercial revenue, and they can control that by courting overseas fans, making podlines and that kind of stuff, making sure you're available to them, and obviously creating a team, a brand on the team that's relevant, that you want to be a part of. And I don't know. Because they were talking about, I think Man United, even if they never win another league for a title for many years, will still be a bigger club than us. They just are. I mean, they are the Bosley Babes, they are the Ferguson fledglings, Class of '92, all of that.
Yeah.
So they're always going to be invariably bigger club, and that is just what it is. And just commercially, with Beckham and then Ronaldo, they just have that place in the marketplace. And so I think to try and overtake them is a fool's errand. I think you should try and keep up with them, definitely, but you shouldn't think, oh, I'm going to overtake these guys. They are way, way in front. And who knows? Maybe they'll fall on the precipice themselves, but we can. I think trying to chase them in such an area is noble, but it's ultimately fruitless. It's like that dog, like a dog chasing a car. You're rooting for the dog, but he ain't going to catch it. So, like I said, I think what we can do is really well is that we are producing young players we're giving them chances. I think we have our own philosophy, and I think the whole idea is, oh, he's have a bigger budget, he's have a bigger checkbook. He isn't a checkbook manager. He isn't a transfer wage budget manager. He's a person that likes to have young players. Obviously, although we used to give shit to another manager that used to like work with young players back in the day. I'm going to avoid talking about that. No, but
very relevant, you said.
The thing is, and ultimately, I think he went away from doing. Ultimately, he fell into the pressure of like, I got to make big main signings. I have to sign Ozil and Sanchez to keep up. And I think the problem he had was that he could develop players, but ultimately they would just move on, because of wages, they wouldn't be able to compete. They had aspirations which he couldn't fulfill, and he felt the way to do that was to bring in these players on top. Well, I think that's a false strategy. I think what you need to do is remember what brought you to the dance, maybe augment. You obviously keep it fresh as much as you can, but the core strength is that conveyor belt. And sometimes when you recognise that, that conveyor belt isn't going to yield me players I need in the positions I need to be in, you know what? This is where I've used my scouting network. I've been looking at players from other clubs, who I think I can, put a bid in for. So, I just think the way it's set up at, I think we discussed this before, but the way it's set up at Tottenham for him, it's like when Ramos went to us from Sevilla. He wasn't able to bring Monchi, and because he wasn't able to bring Monchi, yes, he was a very good coach, but he was a very good coach with the players that Monchi provided, the players Monchi was able to bring through. And so literally, it's like trying to box with one arm. You're a very good boxer. You take that arm away, or take that weapon away, then he's going to really struggle. Or, best example I can give is, those really quick players with pace, brilliant players, but then they're starting to slow down. So that's the thing, I just don't see Pochettino being a natural fit. I mean, I think someone like, I don't know, maybe not Juventus, even like Juventus is now going to the Galactico model.
Well, I think Conte would be a better fit for Manchester United than how he did things at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you said all that, because I think the Spurs fans, these Spurs fans who are complaining about lack of signings, needing marquee signings, or give it, or finishing Pochettino with tons of money, or he'll leave. They need to listen to that, because they're the ones who are kind of like, I'm not afraid to say, they're the ones causing the issues between fans, I would say, because they have this false idea of what Pochettino would need and what he needs to do. It's like they just completely ignored what he's done all his entire managerial career. He's never been a big budget kind of manager. He's brought players through and signed the players that he needs to supplement what he's trying to bring through. He's never been a kind of, okay, we need to spend 150 million pounds on that striker. He's never done that. So why there's you see arguments between Spurs fans and groups, you kind of think, well, have you actually seen Pochettino at all in his entire career? Because what you're saying makes no sense. So, it's good that they have to try and get that idea into the head, because if they keep complaining that we don't make big signings, they're the ones that end up driving a wedge between Spurs fans.
Well, for me, here's the thing. I think we're just so used to the idea of big signings. We see clubs make them, But if you think about it this way, one of United's best signings, Ferguson's best signing, in the 90s was Schmeichel,
Yeah.
Who, I don't know, it costs what? Obviously it's relative.
350,000, I think, wasn't it?
So,
from Brøndby.
So it's about making the right signing, the one that fits in with your team, the one that it's not as easy as I think it's like adding a part. I mean, I drive a Polo. Now I would love to have, I don't know, you put a BMW engine in this Polo, it'll probably break the bloody car, because it's not designed to have that. And that's the thing. You have to really, really think about what you're doing. You have to be very careful, especially when the fact that you can't eat losses like a Man United, like a Man City. I mean, look, I don't know, Nolito. Anyone remember him from Man City? He's one of Guardiola's first signings. Where is he? I never hear any of the. That's the one thing that. I mean, I stopped listening now to. So obviously, this the Sunday supplement is nothing. We never borrowed anything from them. But I stopped listening. I stopped listening to that podcast. I stopped listening to the debate podcast just because I got sick of the narrative. I just felt that they're not an agenda, but there seems to be a myopic. Some of them at any stage can fall off, precipice. We're on that. We're on basically all pills. I have to say, to get from one place to another, you have to cross a bridge. And some, and it could be like a Roman bridge or whatever you want to call it. Our bridge is a bit more rickety, a bit more suspension-y, do you know what I mean? It's held together by twine, whereas others are just chain link. Does that make any sense? So it's more likely that we're going to fall off. And it's funny when things talk. Look at Arsenal. They have fallen off. They built their stadium on the notion that they are going to use it to compete. And then two fundamental things happened, Chelsea and City. And that changed everything for them. And City's especially, one of City's strategies was weaken your rivals. You weaken your rivals at the strengthening and improving yourself. That helps narrow the gap, or more intensely, what they want to do is increase the gap. So what you overtake is increase that gap. But that's just the way things are. And then there's always going to be apex predators. That's just, Ferguson called them noisy neighbours. Because he thought oh my God, they can buy players, from up under us. They're noisy. No. They got money, so you. Basically, you were so used to having the place to yourself. Guess what? Two other clubs will come along and can challenge you in a way that only you were used to be able to challenging other teams with. That's happened. Get over it. For one of a better phrase, that has happened, and you can complain about it, be nuts about it. Ultimately, you have two choices. You can just get over it, and that's what I'm looking to do. And so you can say, "Oh, Spurs, we used to be this, we used to be that, blah 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 blah." You know what? We're not that anymore. Again, we need to get over that fact.
Yeah, very true.
And ultimately, it's like this. Sorry, so Chris, I'm gonna have to let you run the show for a little bit. So, because I'm actually pulling up, and I need to switch back to Bluetooth.
No worries. But it is.
Sorry, what you're saying?
It is going to be a very good game today. If we and I know that a particular pundit on Sky Sports will be using this game eagerly, because he has said that when we get to the points of literally kicking on, we always melt. I think those were his words. He's like crammed about 50 years of Tottenham history into this one season, which is I'm not quite sure how relevant that is. So It will be it's a big enough game. We saw Liverpool kind of win with a penalty, and
it was it was a deserved penalty, by the way. It was.
Yeah. I started to see a couple of things in the group, and I just thought I have to see this penalty, and yeah, it was a foul, and and the referee got it right. They scored it, but Liverpool weren't at their best. I mean, I think it was 0-0 at that point at half time. So it looks like Liverpool are kind of like slowing down, having to grind out results. And now we have a chance
he hasn't got the squad. I mean, you heard Klopp say that. I haven't got the luxury of the squads that City, Chelsea, and Spurs do. And I'm like,
yeah, he spent £300 million and he hasn't got the squad. It makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to call him a German Mourinho. I don't want to call him that. No, I said I don't want to call. Why is it?
It's okay. I've heard you don't want to call him that live on pods. So
I don't want to call him that. I am not calling him that. I am expressly not calling him that. Look, I like my car. I don't want it stolen. But again, I don't know where you're going with this. I don't know where you're going with this at all. I really don't.
You won't be travelling to Liverpool anytime soon, so you're all good then.
Well, I'm not. Well, not for another year at least, anyway.
but he does have a few. I mean, it seems that the media love his gripes. Everything is fine, and then Pochettino comes out in the media and says, "Yeah, everything's fine. I'm enjoying my time at Spurs," and suddenly he wants to leave. It kind of makes no sense. I don't understand. It's like almost like there's an agenda at Spurs, well, by the media towards Spurs, I should say.
Oh God, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to insist you remove that tinfoil helmet.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I am. So for those of you guys, sorry if you guys can hear a bit of disturbance because I'm actually out on Bluetooth and it's windy. That's windy. That's not windy toys. That's just plain windy. So apologies for the lack of sound quality for this brief period while I actually go into the gym, and apologies if you can hear music in the environment. Because that's the thing. I mean, that's what I don't know if I'm like Tottenham and like Poch likes his players to be able to multitask. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm multitasking. I am literally going to be doing farmer walks and working out because as Chris says, I actually have two addictions. Yeah. One to the gym, and one to lifting.
Okay. Well, as long as you're keeping it nice and healthy, that's the main thing, you know.
Oh yeah. The thing is, it's like this, right? It's all about conditioning, having strength and conditioning. You know. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I mean, what I had, let's say I had no skill. Well, it depends unless you call auditing a skill. Therefore, Yeah, so I hope the sound quality isn't too bad for you, is it, Chris?
Nah, it's all good. I understand.
Okay, so like I said, I think ultimately, in terms of what we're doing, I mean, like, there's a guy. I mean, I don't know whether United fans can top over just for a couple of games or something, but I mean a guy from Mobile, Alabama, and he's just he's become a huge fan of Spurs. Because we were playing good football, we're doing things the right way. We're not, we're not like some billionaire that decides to, oh shit, I'll just do this for the sake of it on a whim, or I'm doing it to hide some kind of agenda. It's not done. Again, I'm not throwing any stones at anyone in particular.
Of course not.
But
bitches these days. Carry on, sorry.
Why? Because I'm not throwing any stones, and then you bloody.
I'm just wondering how he's doing. If he's having fun over in Israel. That's all. Anyway, you carry on.
Oh, I ain't touching that one at all. I ain't touching that one. I've got the dog ball. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right here and now. I ain't touching that one. But no, as Chris is trying to get me incredibly, bloody hell. But no, like I said, I think we look at. I don't know if you want to talk about the window. I mean, obviously we've been linked to certain players. I don't know. Obviously, I was on a live calling show. I don't know if you guys did you have a chance to listen to that, Chris?
Not at the moment. No, it was a very busy weekend.
Okay, because I don't know. Because basically, what annoyed me was there was a United fan a few weeks ago. He's a host, and he was like saying, "Oh, Spurs need to show some intent. They need to do this, and I'm like, well. I hope they do realise that it's not about showing intent to having the ability to show intent. I would like to intend to, it's like, oh, I intend to have, I don't know, a Maserati. But do I have the means to have a Maserati? No, unless I want to steal one. You know? That's the thing. Having intention is one thing. Having the ability to fulfill that intent is another thing particular. And I was basically, the question I was having, obviously, and I think you can add your 2 cents to this. So obviously we're going to be losing Musa and Nando, so they're not going to re-sign new contracts, obviously. You know? And we're not going to re-sign new contracts, which is understandable. Now here's the thing. My personal thing is, I think we should keep them to the end of their contract, because although they're not going to play every game, they can come in off the bench. They can come in to fill holes. Maybe not for long-term periods, but enough to get us through to May. And then in May we can then re-establish. You know, we can then bring in players in say June, July, during pre-season, and integrate them into the team over the long term. And that's what I was doing. That's why I was you agree. I was hoping you disagree. We'd have some big old debate about it, but that's just lucky hell.
I'll add my bit in there. That I think that it is literally possible to get the replacement or similar type of players in the January window. So I would say hang on to them, let the contracts run down to 0, and then because they'll still be very useful to us. And give them the free transfer at the end of the season, where and give them good luck for all the hard work they've done for us. I know that Musa is rumoured to be going to China. Apparently, with such an £11 million bid, would obviously when he's fit, he's a very good player to have. And I know he can't play more than 50, 60 minutes these days, but he would be a very good player to have on the bench, especially in those big games where we need to try and see it out and hold on to the ball. So I would agree that we keep on him. And Fernando has shown us that he is very useful, especially when we do play to his strengths, like we showed. I know he's only Tranmere, but he came on and he was full of confidence. Scored a hat-trick, did very well, interacted so well with the team in terms of holding up the ball and and bringing other players into it, into the play. So it shows his usefulness, and I do think we will miss that. I mean, we haven't got a player who's I suppose Harry kind of does that now. He kind of drops deep now, and he kind of switches the player quite a bit these days. But people of this particular strength that Llorente has, we don't have that. And what we kind of do in the youth setup at the time, I doubt they'll be getting any time soon. So it will be useful to keep all of them through January, give them the free transfer in May, and wish them good luck.
Yeah, I mean, we may lose about say 15 million, or we may have to eat that. We just look. That's not chump change about international imagination, but you have to consider the fact that football is not just £1 million game, it's a multi-million-pound game, you know? Yeah. And sometimes, you take after the pennies, the pounds look after themselves. I do understand that, but at the same time, you have to be, you can't be what I call penny wise, pound foolish, you know? And sometimes, you've got to look at the bigger picture. And I think for me right now, I think we could, 15 million, I'm not saying that won't help the coffers. It will probably help, buy some more cheese. But,
so the extra 3 months on the pitch, though, that will probably give us more money.
Yeah, I think it helps us. I don't think keep them. Well, in terms of replacements, this is who I would look to replace. So one player I've got in mind is Diawara from Napoli, who for some reason, Diawara. That's right. I don't pronounce it. And the other one I'll be going on, well, I'm not hoping, because unlike the Arsenal fan TV and Robbie, I never look for conflict, clearly. It just happens to find me. No, I was going to say, not from, I was going to Sturridge. Because he's actually on his contract is expiring, and unless the club is really stupid, you're not going to offer the terms he's on to anyone else. Again, you'll never get that again because he just isn't reliable. You know. But I think ultimately, if you need a player that can come in, 10, 15 games a season, you know, he can do that. He's someone that he cuts in from the right to move on to his left, the way like Harry. So I think he works Harry Kane very well, and he can be what basically Janssen fails to be. He's also homegrown as well.
Yeah. That's the reason why I want Ramsey in.
Ramsey is homegrown.
Yep.
Storage
will be good.
But Ramsey's not homegrown though.
He's not. I'm pretty sure he's Welsh.
No, he's Welsh, but Welsh. He plays for Cardiff, and even though Cardiff play in the Premier League, they come under the Welsh FAW. That's the way. That's the same reason that Davies is also not homegrown.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and trust me, I'd love to do a Mansfield Town on Arsenal, you know. But, ultimately, no, because I'm not bitter or twisted or revenge. But ultimately, it boils down to the fact that, you know, Ramsey, he's going to get much bigger offers from the likes of Juve. And to be totally honest, you know, here's a player. I mean, he had those really bad injuries, but if he has the chance to go to Juventus, you know, because they're looking to replace Kadira, I can look and you know, they've looked at this and they said, look, we don't think he's worth the money, you know, and that's fine. That's their decision, you know, and but ultimately, I wouldn't go with Ramsey personally. I mean, I think we kind of missed out on Barkley. I think that would have been a very good signing last season or this year or something. Last year, sorry, but it didn't happen. I think Barkley would have added something to replace Dembele, and Barkley. I mean, he's not exact like for like, but I think he would have been much better. He would have been a closer fit to someone to say, oh, do you know what? You can't replace Dembele. No one can. No one can do what you can do. You know. But at the same time, what Dembele is able to do, I mean, what Barkley is able to do, he said, look, let's adapt your game. Let's mould you into what you need to be. So yeah, you can't do exactly what we're doing, but we're not going to do exactly the same thing anyway. We're going to evolve anyway. And just to make it, Dembele, the first season, he wasn't really that feature on the pod. You know, it's only in the second season when we were able to bring in Dele Alli, and then suddenly we're like, oh, Dembele. And I think it was that Dice suspended for Liverpool. Dembele came in and literally controlled the game single-handedly against Liverpool. And we're like, what the hell has this guy been for ages? And suddenly, then we figured out that his role wasn't a forward destroyer. His role was basically to get the ball from our defenders and then bring it into our attacking midfield, or if he could, into our more forward areas. And obviously the fact that we have fullbacks that can shoot the pitch as wide as possible opens spaces for him to dribble into.
Yeah.
And that's when it all came together. So it was a combination of the right things, like Walker and Rose going on to a whole new level as they did that year, as well as Dembele, us figuring out how to best use Dembele. So I think the things come together, and I think a lot of it's like it's organic, it grows, you know. It's not a case of like, oh, with Pochettino, that's it, it's magic. No, it happens. It's a process, and the process takes time. And I think I'm not going to hark back to United, but time is a luxury. They can afford many things at United. Time is not one of them. I think that's the one thing. I mean, I remember this interview years ago. Bobby Robson, may he rest in peace. He said, "Do you know what? I mean, he was on. Do you remember John Infidel, the guy who used to have his chat show years ago? And he featured Bobby Robson on his show. And I can't remember when it was. But Bobby Robson said, "Do you know what? I didn't have any money, but I had time to do what I needed to do. I had little expectations, and Ipswich at that time weren't really, they were former champions, but they weren't like this, they weren't Man United or Tottenham or Liverpool or anything like that. So he was able to achieve success, and it wasn't moderate. I think he won the FA Cup. Yeah. And that was it, which for younger listeners, winning the FA Cup used to mean something, you know?
True. Crazy how money's affected everything now.
Well, I remember it was all about winning the cup. Yeah, winning the league. It was that grind out at Wembley. But as I was saying, the football the business of football, and like it or not, football is a business.
Yep.
You know? And it has changed. And ultimately, you know, I think this is how it goes. I mean, you see that all the time in just in any corporate business. You know, a successful CEO will go to another company, or a successful FD, and he can't do what he wants to do. It's not just one man. He may be the figurehead, but it's the environment, it's the people, it's the process, it's everything, you know? So it's like you need the right conditions for that thing to grow.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously we're not doing Gardener's World here, we're doing a football podcast. But, yeah, so Gardener's World is no.
Really bamboozled of the overseas listeners.
Yeah. But, obviously, we're about chasing the overseas market. Also, we are Man United.
Now I've got a bit more class. But completely hear you there. It's today should be a good one. And
so Chris, for those of you who don't know, Chris will be there at the game. I sadly can't be. But Chris, guys, if they want to come up and meet you, you'll be not drinking heavily. And
never. JJ Moons, of course.
Yep. Although if you two turn up with a Malibu and pineapple juice, Chris will be very happy to see you.
Well, it'll be Captain Morgan's and pineapple juice, but
come on! Bloody hell!
I think they know me like a good few years, so it's understandable you get a few things wrong. Well,
look, I'm sorry. Malibu is rum, okay? Malibu's rum, so I got rum and pineapple right. So that was right. You know, but again, it's not exact.
It's
so it's rum and pineapple, and so therefore my analogy earlier is that those things are similar, they are not the same. Clearly, this is me trying to literally scramble back any dignity. Well, anyway, I am going to leave. As you know, you probably hear I am not in a midnight wave or something. I'm actually working out.
Also kind of casino, yeah. That's fun.
Hopefully Chris is going to be working on magic to get this podcast out, and if you can edit out some of the other stuff. So I'm sorry if I wasn't giving you my full attention, because lifting, driving, you know. But yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And so Chris, obviously you can reach Chris at Chrisandro_, where his title is Man Like Chris. And Chris, and I wonder if Chris can remember my Twitter ID.
Right, I mean at the real Shubon.
It's actually the real Shubon, but still, you know. I know. It's a Diawara, not Diawara.
That just sounds like a bowel disease. That no, it's. So Diawara, Jorginho.
Diawara,
we'll work on all the names soon. I think you sound a bit like David Pleat these days, but that's all good.
Oh, excuse me, I am nowhere near King's Cross. Okay, I'm only 3 stops away. Allegedly.
Well, you don't drive similar cars, that's an important thing. But anyway, it's going to be a good game, everyone. And I look forward to seeing a good few of you at Wembley today. Let's make it a cauldron and show Manchester United that they're no longer the biggest team in town, or should I say the biggest team in London.
Well, no, they still are for many people in Surrey and Essex, but London, no.
Exactly, exactly that.
Hello. As always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs. You'll take care.